everyone. How's it going? Yeah, Trist. It's hump day, Wednesday. We're halfway through the week today. It's awesome. The sun is still shining, so that makes me so happy. Hello, Haley. How are you? I'm doing laundry right now. It's ready. Trist, you're eating cherries. Yum. Oh, like cherry pie filling. Good question. What did I have for lunch? I actually had the leftover gnocchi with some trout, and then I ate some green beans with orange. Simple and healthy and delicious. What did you have for lunch? I'm pretty excited for today's stream. I'm gonna be making one of my favorite soups. Oh, I just realized I forgot one ingredient, the canned tomatoes. I'll have to run and go grab those after. And then we're gonna do some fresh ground chicken meatballs in the soup. So we're gonna get the grinder out today as well. We'll break down a chicken. Then I have a couple other just like chicken bone carcasses that we can roast up for the soup later. And we'll make a really lovely broth. Oh, nice, Haley. Going to get a birthday present. Cute. You had nothing, Trist. You must be starving then. You had a tuna sandwich from Subway. That's a good pick. Yeah, you gotta have those pickles in there. And then one of my other favorite things we are also making today, homemade focaccia bread. That is very simple to make. Honestly, I think anyone would be able to make this. It's one of the easiest breads to make. So the timeline for everything, like I said, the focaccia is relatively simple to make. It takes about 10 minutes to knead the dough. I would always do it in a mixer, but you can do it by hand. It might just be a little bit of a workout. And then about 45 minutes to proof, or until it's doubled in size. So we do 10 minutes of work, and then we have like 45 minutes to an hour to do something else with our time while that's resting. Hi, Liz. A little boop. Boopity bops. It's true, Haley. Cooking is fun. That's why I keep doing it. Okay, so then after the bread proofs for the first 45 minutes, then we have to transfer it over to the sheet pan. And then we put a bunch of olive oil in with it and give the dough dimples. So I don't know if you guys have had focaccia, but it has all these little holes in it. And that's what you rub the olive oil all into, and that's what makes it really crispy on the outside and super fluffy in the middle. Hi, Rush. How are you? Good to see you in here. What, Liz? Sweet potatoes from Boston Market. How are they prepared? Okay, and then after the bread proofs for the second time, after we gave it the dimples, it's then baked at 450 Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then it should be nice and golden brown on the bottom and on the top, and then we'll just take it out and let it cool. But I would always try to make sure you kind of serve this bread at least warm. And I like to just tear pieces apart from it. So it's kind of a nice centerpiece to put in the table. And then you just eat with your soup all around, and you just tear off however much bread you want to eat with your soup. Really good for dipping. I'm good, Rush. I'm good. The Boston Market was huge when you were a kid. I've never been. It sounds fun though. I love markets. How was work? Well, I wasn't actually at work. I've just been doing a lot of stuff inside, and then I did some gardening outside as well. But it was good. Very productive day. It's feeling good. It's only Wednesday, and I got laundry going as well. The elevators went out at work, Trist, and hello, Vune. How are you? The sweet potato. It tastes like it was made by the potato gods above with extra fluffy marshmallows. Ah, so it's like the southern style. Oh, that's the restaurant name. Interesting. The more you know. Okay, so next up, the soup is also very easy to make. It's quite nice because we can throw in kind of whatever vegetables we want into it, whatever pasta, and your choice of bean as well. That's pretty much the basis of a minestrone. And then especially if you buy pre-ground chicken or turkey for the meatballs, it should not take you very long. It'll probably take me a little bit longer today because we are grinding everything fresh. And a proper minestrone will take about an hour to make. You don't want to rush it, that's for sure. Yeah, Vune's stream tonight. Woohoo! Yeah, knowledge is power, guys. So let's go over some ingredients. Let's start with the bread. Yeah, Sammy the Beardless doing some work. There should not be any banging today on the stream. They pretty much are all done. That's at least above where I stream. But I mean, yesterday's stream was still good regardless of what was going on upstairs. Whether it was the vegans trapped in the roof or Omat trapped in the wall, everything got solved. Aw, Vune, your guests don't have any topics to talk about. What the heck? Just talk about life. Just start chatting and let it flow. So, the focaccia that we're making today is going to be like in a half sheet pan. So typically 9 by 13 is what you want to look for. I think mine's a little bit bigger than that, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe it was Sammy trying to get out of the closet. Funny you say that because he actually knocked out one of the walls in the closet today. Vune, you're old and you don't know what to use Insta for. That's like Betty too. She actually uses Frank's Insta name and just likes to creep, but she's never posted a thing. It's okay, Vune. As long as you're on there, that's all that matters. Okay, back to our bread recipe. So I'm using the recipe from Jamie Oliver because why not? It's tried and tested and true. It's gotta work. Lux Lad, I like Chick-fil-A. I'm American. America. And did you say a boot? I might have said it. So 650 grams of bread flour and 300 grams of Italian 00 flour. I only have all-purpose flour, so we're just gonna go with 950 grams of flour. I don't think that's gonna matter very much. That's all I've ever used to make focaccia. We're not gonna get very fancy today. But if you can find 00 flour, go ahead and try it out. It's quite nice to work with. And to go along with that, you need 500 grams of lukewarm water. And that is to bloom 7 grams of dried yeast. So we need the yeast in the dough to help it rise. Because the yeast is gonna eat all the sugars in the flour and then they're gonna start burping and farting. And that's what makes bread expand. And then the gluten developed by kneading the dough is what holds all of the air bubbles in the bread. Very, very fun. Bread is magical. Flour, or is it something else? Hi, Mama, how are you? What's the most complicated dish that I can make? I would probably say this really, really old school dish from culinary school where you make this like gelatinized white texture and then you spread it in a thin layer like on a silver sheet, like a very nice silver tray, and then you kind of like glaze a bunch of vegetables and stuff and like put them on top. I don't even remember what it's called, but like that was one of our tests in culinary school, was if we could make this right, you were good. which I've never seen this in a restaurant. Sammy, do you know what that's called? Do you know what did you guys do it? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the name.
I might have to look through a textbook, but I think that was like the most complicated dish I've made. Other than that though, Liz, I like to keep things pretty simple. At least in my standards. But I still like to be very creative with my flavors. But typically just let the ingredients speak for themselves. Juicy poops. Crazy eyebrows. Thank you. Howdy, Scat. How are you? Okay, back to our bread. So we will need a good amount of olive oil for this. Never, never be shy with your olive oil if you're making focaccia, because that's what makes it taste amazing. Of course, Liz. Yeah, simple is the way to go. At least if you're trying something for the first time, keep it very simple. And then once you taste everything together, maybe you can make a couple of tweaks and see what other flavors would work with that dish. And that's it for the bread. So flour, water, yeast. I'm going to put some salt in there as well because I always find that bread dough needs salt. So that is missing from the recipe. Come on, Jamie. Calling them out right now. And onto our soup. So we need 1 whole chicken. And before we even start, this is going to make about 8 to 10 servings. So really, really big soup pot. Sammy, what am I?
Pothead.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry, it didn't touch my hair. So 1 whole chicken, and then we're going to debone it, and then we're going to grind the meat from it. Jim, 8 to 10 portions, or 1 if it's you. Hi, Pauls. I was honestly going to message you today and being like, are you alive still? And to go with our chicken in the soup with the meatballs, so I just picked some fresh herbs, rosemary, thyme, and sage from outside. That's one thing I did miss in the garden is planting a fresh oregano, which is really, really lovely. It's a lot more floral than the dried stuff. And I will be using a teaspoon of dried oregano instead. A little bit of lemon zest to kind of brighten things up. What's up, Trist? Pothead was so obvious. You thought toy soldier? I love it, Vian. He's putting up blinds for us, or curtains, since we don't have any blinds yet in here. Oh no, Paul. Yeah, you think you're alive. What is real life? Oh no, don't avoid cooking streams. I will not accept that, Paulsh. That's a petty excuse. Yeah, a wild dog has appeared. And to bind our meatballs, we're going to use 2 eggs and a 1/4 cup of cheese. So I would use a more hard type of cheese. Parm would be your best option here. But I'm going to use cheddar because I ran out of parm yesterday. But that will be just fine. Something cheesy to kind of hold everything together. And I don't like to put breadcrumbs in to my meatballs. I just like them to be very meaty. But there is like an old school trick where you soak bread with milk. And that will also help to keep it moist, especially with chicken, something that's very lean. Hey, Clapped, I just saw you were in here. How's it going? And then the base of our soup is going to be an onion, 3 carrots, 3 stalks of celery. All of those things are going to be small diced. Is there a vegan version of meatball? Yes. Yes, there is.
Falafel.
Oh, yeah. Falafel. Sam, you just said that and Viyun just typed it in chat. Yeah. Now we know. But I think you can make them out of like tofu or like kind of soy something or other as well, or grains. Haven't tried that out yet, but I have made quite a few falafels in my lifetime, and they are really good.
Back.
Okay, back to the soup. So we're gonna do a can of diced tomatoes into the soup as well. I always like my minestrone broth to be a little bit tomato-y. It kind of adds some sweetness as well. Falafel, yeah, way better than tofu. You're still scarred. So bad. How did you do it? Honestly. And then I'm thinking we're gonna need about 12 cups of chicken stock or vegetable stock for the soup, because we're putting in a can of kidney beans. That's what I had in the cupboard, but you can use pinto or black beans, really whatever you want. And then 2 cups of macaroni elbow pasta that's dried, and that will be cooked in the soup. And then here's the rest of our veg going into the soup. Are you guys ready? 2 cups of green beans, 2 cups of cauliflower, 2 cups of broccoli, and 1 cup of shelled peas. And then the soup's gonna get garnished with fresh basil and some chives. She made you buy another fridge to keep your bacon in? Man, you should have known then. What, Liz? If I had the choice of being the personal chef for any celebrity, who would it be?
Drake.
Yeah. That's such a good pick. Drakey Drake. I don't know. Would he eat well, though? He's Canadian. He'd probably eat pretty good. I choose Jim. Because I know he would always eat whatever I make.
It was not celebrity.
I know. Hey, Chief. How are you? Hi, Shadow. Aubrey, Drake, and Graham. Yeah. Mies, you made it. How's it going? Victoria Beckham. Yeah, you can just feed her a salad leaf for every meal. We're bad, guys. I love it. And that's it for ingredients. So pretty simple. I love Italian food. It's true. Maybe because the recipes are very simple and they just let the ingredients do their own thing. Whoa, Vune, you have to post at least one selfie though. And maybe put like a bunny thing over your face, or like the dog one. Make it funny. Because that's art. Self-portrait for the win. Rush the savage. It's true. Yay, Mies. You're in bed.
That's inside.
No, that's outside.
That's
White
outside.
is inside.
This is inside.
You'd rather die. What has happened to Bud? Yeah, I don't know. She must be really busy with the kidlets. Something's going on. We're missing her. Okay, it's time. Chief, you made it. We're just about to do some fun facts. Minestrone and focaccia. And then we'll go over our order of prep for the day, and then we're gonna get started. That's the case with most models. Yeah, I don't know how or what they eat. Thanks, Mies. Even though you're gonna hate me when I go to take apart the chicken for grinding. You're working on a Dungeons and Dragons wooden dice tower. Cool, Vune. Minestrone, a thick soup of Italian origin, made with vegetables, often with the addition of pasta or rice, and sometimes both. Common ingredients include beans, onions, celery, carrots, stock, and tomatoes. Grinding. Yes, Mies. It's been a while. Pulling out the grinder again. Yeah, bye. See ya. There is no set recipe for minestrone since it's usually made out of whatever vegetables are in season. It can be vegetarian, contain meat, or contain a meat-based broth, such as chicken stock. Angelo Pellegrini, however, argued that the base of minestrone is bean broth and that borlotti beans, so quite large beans, they're like very long and thin and skinny. And they're also called Roman beans, are the beans to use for genuine minestrone. So we're going to be growing some of those, pretty sure, in the garden this summer, so we'll see how they come out. I'm pretty excited for them. Sometimes they're even speckled, like white and red or white and purple. They're really, really beautiful. Block the screen and mute it. I will accept this, Mies. So some of the earliest origins of minestrone soup predate the expansion of the Latin tribes of Rome into what became the Roman kingdom. When the local diet was vegetarian by necessity and consisted mostly of vegetables such as onions, lentils, cabbage, garlic, broad beans, so the really big beans that you have to like peel the outside layer off of, mushrooms, carrots, asparagus, and turnips. So they had some pretty good veg back then already. Yay, Scat. What cookbook is it, though? You gotta give us the deets. During this time, the main dish of a meal would have been pulte, P-U-L-T-E, a simple but filling porridge of spelt flour cooked in salt water, to which whatever vegetables that were available would have been added. Weird. Learning overlord. Sammy. It looks great. Look, guys. We got curtains. They're just a little long, but I typically just like tie them in a knot to keep them off the floor. Decorating with Kate.
Next show.
Porridge equals nope, especially not with vegetables in it. Maybe with like brown sugar and cinnamon and raisins, I'd be into it. Yeah, bicycles, let's go for a ride. We've been riding like every night after dinner. It's been great. Broke my butt though. It was not until the 2nd century BC, when Rome had conquered Italy and monopolized the commercial and road networks, that a huge diversity of products filled the capital and began to change their diet, and by association, the entire diet of Italy, most notably with the more frequent inclusion of meats, included as a stock for soups. Because you know how like bone broths and stuff is all the rage, so that's basically what we're going to make today for our soup. And that's not a new thing. Like, I don't know how that's trending. It's not hard to make. So for someone to pay like $8 or $10 for like 2 cups of bone broth, they are ripping you off. Buy some bones for probably $2 at the store. Put cold water over it and turn it up to a simmer and let it go. Bone broth, done. Step-by-step cookbook with pictures. I'm not even gonna laugh at that, Scat. And I wish crayons were included. That would be like the best cookbook ever. Believe me, I have a lot of cookbooks. Like, I have one cookbook that is just called ingredients, and they just have pictures of ingredients and they say what they can be used for. Very, very simple, but you have to start somewhere, right? You love bone broth and you're that guy. Well, now you can make your own, Scat. Okay, back to our minestrone before we get started. I'm gonna be starting that bread pretty soon because it will have to proof for almost 2 hours. And then it bakes for about 15 minutes, what I said. So let's say like 2.5 hours, so It'll take us a little while to make that. But we need to do some history first. So the ancient Romans recognized the health benefits of a simple or frugal diet, and thick vegetable soups and vegetables remained a staple. The introduction of tomatoes and potatoes from the Americas in the mid-16th century changed the soup by making available two ingredients which had since become staples. Like many Italian dishes, minestrone was probably originally not a dish made for its own sake. In other words, one did not gather the ingredients of minestrone with the intention of making the soup. The ingredients were pulled from ingredients from other dishes that were left over, often side dishes as well, rather than like the porridge that we talked about earlier. How long would I simmer the bones for it to become bone broth? I would say anywhere from like 4 to 8 hours. And probably the best way to do it would be to do it right before you go to bed. So right before you go to bed, put your bones in a pot. You can either choose to roast them or not. That's up to you. If you roast them, you'll get a little bit more flavor in there because some of the fat will caramelize. Cover it with cold water, bring it to a very, very low simmer, and then just let that go overnight if you trust your stove. Otherwise, just put it on in the morning before you go to work, and then when you get home, it should be good to go. Yeah, ancient Rome did not have tomatoes. Shocking, right? Hello, Scott. Welcome back. The ref's holding the popcorn. Popcorns! So the word minestrone, meaning a thick vegetable soup, is attested in English from 1871. It is from Italian minestrone, which is the form of minestra, which literally means soup. And then minestrare, which means to serve. So minestrone literally means to serve a soup. Oh my god, it's Butt Burglar. She made it. Her ears must have been burning, guys. Her mama's over, but at least she's here. Because of the unique origins of minestrone and the absence of a fixed recipe, it varies widely across Italy depending on traditional cooking times, ingredients, and the season. So it can range from a thick and dense texture with very boiled down vegetables, which would not be my style that I like, to a more brothy soup with large quantities of diced and lightly cooked vegetables and meats. That's my style. I like my veg to still have a little bit of crunch in it when I eat my soup. I don't like to eat just like a mushy, porridgey soup. I need to still be able to distinguish what I'm eating. Chief, alive and smoking. Nice, man. Okay, that's it for minestrone. Now we know. So you can make pretty much however you want. On to focaccia. Hi, helicopter. Welcome, welcome. Focaccia is a flat oven-baked Italian bread product. Similar in style and texture to a pizza dough. That's a great way to compare it. It may be topped with herbs or other ingredients. So typically they make like a rosemary kind of olive oil to put over the focaccia, and then I would also put on some nice coarse salt on top as well. Focaccia is a typical dish of Liguria, but it's popular throughout Italy and usually seasoned with just olive oil and salt. Ding! Sometimes you can add herbs, and sometimes you can also top it with onions or cheese. That would be delicious. Caramelized onion and Parmesan focaccia. Yum. It may also be flavored with a number of vegetables. I've never seen a vegetable focaccia. Focaccia can be used as a side to many meals or as a sandwich bread. And it's similar to lagana, which is a Greek flatbread. Lagana. Never heard of that. Yay, Vune. I'm glad you guys are learning stuff, because I am too. Hopefully if I just like keep reading this stuff over and over, it'll actually stay in here. The common known focaccia is salt focaccia. And like it said, the doughs are similar in style and texture to pizza doughs, consisting of high gluten flour, oil, water, salt, and yeast. It's typically rolled out or pressed by hand into a thick layer of dough and then baked in a very hot oven, but typically it's baked in like a stone or a wood-fired oven. And you would get like that really, really nice flavor from the wood-fired oven as well, almost like a smoky kind of flavor. Bakers often puncture the bread with their fingers to relieve the bubbling on the surface of the bread. So that's what I call the dimpling. And it's also common practice to dot the bread. Dot it, dimple it, same it is same. This creates multiple wells in the bread by using a finger or the handle of a utensil to poke the unbaked dough. And that's a way to preserve moisture in the bread. And then olive oil is then spread over the raw dough by hand or with a brush prior to rising and baking. Oh, in northern part of Italy, lard will sometimes be added to the dough, giving the focaccia a softer, slightly flakier texture. That would be so good. Hi, Epicish. How are you? You want to eat a mountain of focaccia right now. I know, I'm excited. Cornbread with honey, Trist. That sounds really good too. Focaccia recipes are widely available, and with the popularity of bread machines, many cookbooks now provide versions of dough that do not require hand kneading. So like I said, you can make it by hand, it will be a little bit of a workout. Which kind of makes it worth it though. Like when you do stuff with your hand, it just makes it taste so much better. All of the love. Thanks, Epic. Thank you, thank you. So in ancient Rome, it was called panis focaccius. And it was a flatbread baked down on the hearth. The word is derived from the Latin focus, meaning hearth, place for baking. The basic recipe is thought by some to have originated with the Etruscans, but today it is widely associated with the Ligurian cuisine. I like it. I'm excited. Let's get started. How's Death doing? It's looking good. He's getting onto his salsa. Jazz hands and spirit fingers. Perfect, Chief. Of course they would add the fat to the bread. Yeah, exactly, vegan gelato. Okay, let's get on to our bread dough. First off, order of prep, we'll make the focaccia dough, let it rest for 45 minutes. While it's resting, we will debone our chicken and cut it up into pieces for grinding it. After we get our bones from the chicken, we will roast those bones for probably about 20 minutes-ish in a hot oven, just to create a little bit of extra flavor on there. And then we'll prep our focaccia dimples or dotting, and then it rests again for 45 minutes. So that gives us time to prep up our grinder, grind our meat, make the meatballs, and then kind of start to prep all of the veg for the soup. if the focaccia ends up being done proofing earlier, I'm just gonna pop it into the fridge, and that will slow down the proofing process so that it doesn't get overproofed. Because you can overproof bread and then it will actually start to fall flat in the oven. Just because the gluten strands get so thin that they actually start to break. So they're not gonna keep holding in the air. And like I said, the soup will take us about 45 minutes to an hour to make properly. We're gonna take all of the necessary steps. Pinot bread? What's that? Pinot and cheese? What? Yeah, 2 days is way too long, but... Oh, jalapeno bread. Okay, yeah, jalapeno and cheese cornbread. I understand now where we're at. Probably my favorite cornbread. Okay, so all we got to do for the bread is literally mix all the ingredients in the mixer here. This is my setup. I just have the encarcerant set up with the dough hook attachment and the metal bowl. So that's where we're going to be mixing everything. I'm just going to leave this kind of like this for now, so we get kind of a view of me measuring out. And then we're going to need to use a scale. And I always recommend choosing baking recipes that go by grams, because they're just that much more consistent. So we need 650 grams of flour, but I think first I'm going to measure out the 500 grams of water and 7 grams of yeast. That way the yeast can kind of bloom up while we finish measuring everything else. So I'm just gonna use this traditional Fleischmann's yeast. But yeah, everyone loves this mixer. And maybe we'll just put in a little bit of our fermented starter here, because health. Fermented food is good. What else is the scale used for? Not what you think it's used for, you silly. Nah, it doesn't mess with the rising too much. I usually only add about like 1/3 of a cup. So not too much, just like a little dollop. And then it actually helps it to rise a little bit quicker, I think. And it'll give it this like lovely kind of sour flavor as well, like a sourdough. And our water should be lukewarm, typically between 80 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And that way your yeast will wake up, but it won't die. Do it by hand. Yeah, free gym. It's a free workout. Just make some bread. I don't know if we're gonna fit it all. So close. We're like 20 grams away. Don't you even turn off on me, scale. Okay, into the mixer. 7 grams of yeast, which is not much. Boulder shoulders for the wind, it's true. Meat is already pre-weighed. Typically, that's how they sell it. Seven grams of yeast. Thanks, Butt. Thanks for posting that. My crazy mixer. Yeast? Oh no, what's up? What's up, Trist? Guys, we didn't pay that much for it. We got it from a restaurant wholesale, so we got a pretty good deal on it. So, just gonna turn this on for a sec. Oh, I do this every single stream. Get everything set up, and then don't plug the mixer in. So let's make sure that's plugged in first. Just want to get the yeast kind of working around in there. Give it a little mixy mix. And then I will put in just my dollop of starter. And this has been going since January. Oh, it's worth the price. Yeah, we got it for $6.99, Jim, instead of $700. That much starter, yeah. I've never measured this when I put it into my dough recipes. And I typically put it in all the time. Even though it never calls for it. It's just my jam. You would make the cake drop. Don't be scared, Epic. Just read up a bunch online. It's very, very easy. You could easily do it. I know you could. Okay, so now we can add in our flour. So we need a pretty big container to measure that out. 950 grams, since we don't have any 00. Tris made the cake twerk. Yeah, what's the worst thing you can happen? You can make gross bread. Pretty much, but is any bread really gross though? Like, even if it doesn't rise, it still tastes good. Let's just do this. Mass amounts of flour. This is gonna be huge. Oh. We went too much. 950. There we go. Pretty much cleaned out the flour bucket. Done. So next up, I'm just gonna put like a teaspoon of salt in, since the recipe doesn't actually have it in there, but bread always needs salt. Otherwise it just tastes pretty bland. So let's do that. And we're gonna start mixing. I don't know if it's gonna stay there. There we go. Yay. So we'll start on low until everything's combined, and we'll see how it's mixing, and we'll maybe turn it up. Scat, what? Thank you so much for all of those biddies. 700 of them. I appreciate that a lot. You're at the top, man. Nice, vegan. Yeah, we're waiting for the Food Saver to go on sale. And then we're gonna buy one as well, because they are amazing. I'm gonna put these couple of things back in the fridge. Lucky mixer funds. Thank you. Tristan has fallen. Go, mixer, go! What doing? This is like maybe the only downside is sometimes when it starts to mix dough, it kind of just like bunches up. But once I get in there with my spatula a bit, it likes to kind of mix after that. There we go. We're going. It's true, Tris. It's true. What's gonna be the request for next week? This mixer is so much fun, Scat. Like really, really fun to use. So it's awesome because you can just reach in there without like having your hand get torn off. And then you're gonna see it later when I put the meat grinder attachment onto it. So we're using this dual purpose today. Epic. Wegmans. That sounds so cool. That's awesome, Epic. Yeah, making bread with your hands is so much fun. Once you get the feel for that, I think it's so much easier when you do it in a mixer. Jim. Burger Monday, pizza Tuesday. Burger Wednesday, pizza Thursday and Friday. You've ran out of food ideas. I refuse to believe that. Fish taco Friday. Oh, Chief. I do have some masa still. So I could make some fresh tortillas again. It's been quite a while since I made tacos. That was like done in I think the first month of my streaming. So it's been a while. Hey Steve, how are you? Chief, you love your Mexican food, don't you? No way, Epic. Oh, challah. So, so good. Okay, so it said this is going to mix for about 10 minutes. And I'm going to show you guys what we're going to look for once it's all mixed. You guys have a serious taco addiction. I used to when I lived in the city that had good taco places, but there is nothing here. Which maybe that's a good thing. Or maybe I've just gotten like too picky. Okay, there we go. We're mixing now. Maybe I'll turn it up just a bit. We're turning it up. Chief. Puerto Rican woman who feeds you because you're scrawny. It's true, I've seen you. You need to eat more. Even though I'm sure you eat so much already. Epic. Bomb chicken fajitas. Oh, fajitas, so good. Yeah, it just means I have to make my own. That's what I've settled with as well. Okay, we're watching the magic happen. You're liking it vegan? Yeah, it's quite a nice sound compared to KitchenAid. I would 100% recommend getting this mixer if you could save up for it. It is effortless to use. You eat so much. I believe it, Chief. I believe it. You're just blessed with a crazy metabolism. So this is going to be the sheet pan that we make our focaccia on. It's quite big. It almost takes up my whole cutting board. The stream is good, Steve. The stream is good. You're not blessed. Thanks, Epic. Thank you for posting that. Yeah, it's called an incarcerum. It's made in Sweden. No trolls today yet. I didn't even notice there was 36 of us already. Scott, we're making focaccia bread. So it's really, really amazing Italian dough that has a lot of olive oil in it. So it gets really nice and crispy when you bake it and stays super fluffy on the inside. Vune, not many trolls anymore. They'll come in spurts sometimes if they do. There's at least 2 of them. It's like they always need backup just in case. But there used to be quite a few when I started streaming. I'm not sure if you get trolls as much as I do. Hey, Mama. Good to see you in here. Okay, sounds good. You chill in your bed. Mies is there already too. Same with Mama Reagan. How do they find me? I don't know. And how do I know they're trolling? Well, typically they say terrible things or they have like a really bad username. So if you say it, it sounds like something bad. So I never fall for that anymore. Steve, you're not a troll. You're all right. You've had exactly 1 troll. I mean, if you go into my list of banned chatters on Twitch, it's pretty large. Scott, you got no one when you streamed? Well, you're lucky then. I mean, I think it's more... It happens more often when you're a girl. Sad to say. Okay, we're almost there. This dough should be looking really nice and smooth though, so we got a little bit more to go. Yeah, especially when you do yoga gym. I will never be doing that on stream. Terrifying. Yay, that's good, Epic. That's really good. Yeah, it's not really something that you wish for. Let's just say that. Okay, I'm just gonna refill my water. Hot yoga tryst. Yoga at 100 subs. Oh, that's one way to fish for them, Mies. Sounds good, Steve. Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Death as well. I was in there before I started today. His stuff looks good. I'm making huevos rancheros. Trolls keep the chat going. I mean, yeah, way back when. I'm pretty sure Anyunis and Omat were gonna troll me, and now they've just been here since then. They couldn't even troll me. They just got sucked in to cook with Kate. That's crazy, Tris. Yeah, I did hot yoga once, almost died, pretty sure. Mama, do it. Do it. We need a mama troll. Epic, just open a couple different browser windows and then put them side by side. It looks like a cauliflower head. I think we need to help it a bit here. It's actually pretty stiff for a focaccia. Oh, that's what it is, Mies. Multi-Twitch. Thank you for posting that. I know Death posted it for us before he started. Totally forgot what it was called, though. Holy Vune, I bet. I bet. Stand-up comedian who's a chick that has a bangin' bod with no mods. She's asking for trouble. Hot yoga naked. Let's do it. Like, why is that a thing? Like, how many creepers would just go to that class and not even do yoga? Is what I'm wondering. Yeah, give Jim the deets. He's into it. Wow, yeah, this is a mixer of mixers. I have made quite a few breads in this already on stream. And pretty much all of them have turned out, except maybe one brioche recipe that didn't rise quite right. But so far, still loving this thing. Yes, mama. That's some truth words right there. Exercising naked is dumb. Like, wouldn't you chafe? I don't know. I would be scared too, Trist. Okay, let's stop this. Give it a feel. So it's pretty smooth. I mean, let's do a window test, which I know it's not ready yet. So window test is you kind of just keep pulling apart the dough. You should be able to make a little window in the middle without it tearing. So right now, we know it's not ready. And it does feel a little bit dry, but maybe that's because we're just gonna add so much olive oil into it later. So let's keep this going still. Maybe we'll turn it up a bit more. Yeah, there is some gluten in here for sure. We're building it. That's what we're doing. To grab out my other sheet pan. That will be what the chicken gets roasted on. Yeah, this is thick dough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's check it. So this can come out. This is like the best part. is having the spatula on the side there. So the bowl always stays clean. And this can come out. Boom. And then I'm just going to form this into a ball with my hands. Thick is thick. Yes, Vune. I'm so happy you put this on your list. So I'm just balling up the dough. So just kind of squeezing it together so that we get something relatively smooth. And now that just gets to go chill in a nice warm place. Maybe I can even put it outside. And then here's one of the best things that the thing comes with is the lid. So the lid just fits right on top of the bowl. And then there's your little proofing chamber. Yeah, a huge walk-in pantry. That's what I'm missing right now, Scat. Didn't even get winded making this dough. Yeah, we need this. Okay, be right back. 2 seconds, guys. Need to go find a warm spot for the bed. Okay, so let's set our timer. 45 minutes and then we'll check it. Done. We can keep the mixer here because we'll need it for the grinder. So that can just chill beside us. And now let's get into deboning our chicken and cutting it up. Thule, how are you? Been making doughs for years, Trist? Yeah, you have. Yes, you have. Sushi day with the auto host. Anyone with kids ever use the knife magnet on the wall? I guess, yeah, that might be a little bit dangerous. Polar night, hello. And I'm just gonna put a couple of the chicken carcasses onto the sheet pan right now. Just have them in Ziploc bags. What's up? Could I have a crappy knife? Just to cut the plastic. Holy, that's a full tray. Maybe you won't even fit the one carcass on. Boom. I I feel like a savage. R.I.P. chickens. Thank you for everything that you do. I can turn the oven now on as well. Let's do 425 Fahrenheit. 425. Shadow, thank you for the biddies. Much appreciated. A crappy knife, Betty says. Whoa, Rook is here now? What have I missed? Where am I at in life? How's it going, Rook? Scott, I always cook I always cook 8 portions and I always feed 4 of us. So that 4 portions get eaten for dinner and then 4 portions get packaged up for lunches the next day. Yay, Epic. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Have a good dinner. Bake, 425. The Dark Prince. No, sadly I don't mail out samples. I get asked that all the time. But I always say, I welcome visitors. I think it would be so cool to do like cooking classes. To have people actually come and stay here for like, let's say a week or over the weekend, and then I just teach them how to cook. We can either do it on stream or off. I think that would be really great though, kind of like a homestay almost. I don't have a knife list, Steve, but I only have like my 1 knife on a command. I should put the whole list up though, hey? Okay, we're getting into it. I need a drink of water. Boning knife is coming out. That's this guy. How much would the class cost? I don't know. That's the thing is like, would I only charge you guys for the food? And nothing else, and just like have it be an experience type of thing? I have to do a little bit more thinking on it. So here's some chicken wings. I think I'll just throw those onto the pan with the rest of the bones. Savage. Yeah, it's free for regulars. I like it, Mama. That'd be a great way, like, you guys pay your flight here. And if you're like a sub, then you get to eat for free. I think that would be so much fun. I can teach you guys how to like grow your own food, show you around our amazing area. You would drive to BC to cook? Yes. Do it, Steve. Exactly, guys. It's so true, Jim. Actually, your flight would probably be cheaper than like an internal Canada flight. Flying within Canada is so expensive. It's not even worth it. It's okay, Mies. I knew you would fizzle out. Plus, I know you've already seen me do this a couple of times over. You're that close, Mama? But's the first visit. Yes. But that can be like your sneaky getaway. Take a break. So we're cutting down the legs first. And we don't have to be like super careful with this because this meat's just going to get cut up and then ground, right? So the way I do it, I always cut down the sides of the legs. And you can kind of see how they start to just pop out. So flip the chicken over and you should hear a popping sound. It's kind of gruesome, but then you pop the joints out and that just makes it easier to cut the leg off because you can see where the bone is. So you don't have to fool around trying to find where to cut the leg out. So you just cut it like that. There's your chicken leg. Let's do the other one. Done. And now onto the breasts. Thanks, Rook. The thicken. Epic. Yeah, Scat, you might not be able to drive all the way. Steve, you would scare me in person? I doubt it. You have to think about how many people I've worked with in kitchens over the years and where they're like from all over. Some of them are drug addicts. Some of them are just straight up crazy. I think my patience is definitely good. I'm not scared of nothing. So we're just cutting down by the breastbone. This chicken is still a little bit frozen. Not gonna lie. That's smart, Mama. Calls PETA. Do not. Whoa, Alvin. Yes, Alvin, you made it. For savage chicken butchering. She be frozen. So I'm literally just breaking it apart. But it actually worked not bad. The only thing we have to take off here is the cartilage part. We don't want to grind that into our meatballs. That would not be very appetizing. And then we can just cut off the breast. From the wing. Like that. And there is just a little piece of like bone or something there, so we'll take that out and then we can trim out any veins as well. This is why grinding your own meat is awesome, because you don't want to put any of that crap into it that they might put in at the store just to get more yield out of it. No, thank you. Throws possum piss at PETA. So aggressive. Alvin, what have you eaten lately? Oh, you're going on a plane to go somewhere else now. Nice. Stoked for you. And thank you for your update in Discord. That was awesome. Okay, there's our other chicken breast. Now we can take our wings off just to make it roast easier. And you should be able to just cut beside the knuckle here, like that. And then once we strain everything from the broth, then we'll start to pull off any kind of chicken meat that has cooked. So we're not gonna waste any of this. It's not like we're just gonna use it to make the broth and then throw it out. We'll actually pull the meat off of everything. Team no waste. Now let's do the chicken breasts first. So I'm gonna take the skin off. Epic. Pop back in. I'm so bad at breaking down a chicken. I've done it quite a few times on stream. That's for sure. Yeah, you can hear the ice crystals, hey? So first things first, let's take off the chicken tender. And then we can start to break down our chicken breast into about 1-inch pieces. I find that's the best size that's able to go through the meat grinder. Whoa, Jim. How are you, man? How's the fortnight? Yeah, the sound. It's kind of like an ASMR stream while cooking. Okay, so this is gonna be our lean meat in our meatballs. Then we're gonna add the chicken legs in. That'll give us more flavor. And it will also keep everything moist. Limpin' Lemon, hello, how are you? None of the sounds are working again, Trist? I don't know. Honestly, man. Technology, not my thing. Maybe you were only hearing them off of Sammy's computer the last little bit. That's my guess. Because sometimes it played like off of his headphones or something while it was sitting there. Yeah, there's another Jim. This Jim plays Fortnite with Sammy. Yes, Elvin. I'm on a mission to eat all of the duck in China. Clear them out. So we're taking the skin off of the chicken leg. The one that's nice. Oh, you two. You're all right, Lemon. Oh, no. What happened? Have you baked anything good lately? I'm doing well. I am doing well. The days are still just flying by. Okay, so that's that. Literally just pull it off. And now we can kind of map out where we need to cut. So we're just going to follow along the bones. So there's the thigh bone, there's the drumstick bone. So we're just going to make a slit this way and then slowly cut along it until all the meat comes off. Thanks, Gum. Welcome in. Yeah, Sammy plays Fortnite. He's actually quite good at it too. I think. Jim, am I lying? I don't know. So you can see how I'm just kind of peeling it away as I cut it. And for this kind of stuff, just take your time, guys. I know I kind of make it look easy, but once you do it a couple of times, it really does get quite easy. You start to learn how all of the kind of muscles work on the chicken and then where to cut them out. There's that. I think I might just cut off this little bit of meat here. I don't want to waste it. I want to make quite a bit of meatballs. And that can just be put in the bone bowl. So now let's flip this over and see if we got like any cartilage or something that's left over from the bone. We'll just cut that out. There's quite a bit here from the knuckle part. Am I Sammy's cheerleader? Of course. Alvin, you're converted to Szechuan black pepper. Nice. Oh. Was that our timer? No. That was our oven. Okay, our oven is hot. Let's get those chicken bones roasting. Just want to cut this out first. I don't want any crap in my meatballs. Gross. Yes, but you tell him. Don't be gross. Don't be weird. I will slap you with chicken. Don't make me. Pedo bear. You're #1 in the world at multiplayer solitaire, Rook? Is that a fact? Is that a factoid? That'd be so cool. The water's so hot. Okay, chicken's going in the oven. We'll put a 15-minute timer on to start. Which we already have one on the stove, so I'll just remember it's at 25 minutes right now. Yes, Vune. Don't make me throw that chicken at you. Salmonella slaps. Can I make KFC chicken? I can make a mean fried chicken. Can't exactly make KFC chicken though, because they use pressure fryers, which I'm sure are thousands of dollars. And I don't have one. I believe it, Elvin. That is not surprising that all of that stuff is popular there. They love their Western food. Have I ever eaten a pigeon? Well, not an entire one, but yes. It's called squab in culinary terms. And yes, I have eaten it before. Not my favorite fowl to eat though, that's for sure. It's quite gamey. What? I don't know. Do, 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 do.
It won't take long for us to do it on the weekend for you.
Oh, is that what you just went and did?
Yeah, I did all her stuff right now.
Nice. Boom. A little piece of cartilage there. No, thank you. And then a little bit here. We should get quite a bit of meat off of the bones that we roast though as well. And then these fatty parts, I'm gonna leave that in because that's gonna help the meat stay nice and moist. Don't be scared of fat when you're grinding meat. Is this rabbit? I wish, Parodian. Yeah, it's chicken. Chicken. Okay, we're done making a mess. Done. No, I will never cut the fat off. Drake. Someone asked me what celebrity I would cook for, and then Sammy said Drake. So we got Drake in chat. And he says, I used to call him on his cell phone. The water's so hot. Okay, make sure this is all clean. No raw chicken bits. You're slowly feeling bad for the chicken. Don't, Mama. Don't do it. This is the stuff that you don't see in the grocery store. So here's the meat we ended up with. It's not a ton. Alvin, you hopped in the back of a village restaurant and made gong bao chicken. And they had cleavers for everything? Yeah. Did it look like this one? This is the one I bought Sammy. It's Japanese. Onto the magnet. You have rabbit in your freezer, Scott? I'm jealous. I want some. Gimme. Gimme. You traveled 15 years ago from Vancouver to LA. Nice. Was it a good trip? All you got was sushi. Okay, Mama. See, I understand where you're coming from then. We're flexing. Yeah, watch out. Flexing on ya. Okay, so there's 19 minutes left on our dough that's resting outside. And our chicken bones are roasting currently. They've been in for about 5 minutes. I am going to just take a quick bathroom break and then we will carry on with everything else. Thanks, DJ. Eyebrows on fleek. Okay, we are here. Bizarre Foods and Anthony Bourdain. Bourdain is the best. Of course, Steve. Of course you should grow eyebrows like mine. Gum, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Draw them on large. Let me know when you figure it out. Okay, chicken's just going to go into the fridge. We're going to chop up a couple of herbs to put into this mix. And zest some lemon. DJ, thanks for the follow as well. And then it should be time to check our chicken bones and our focaccia after that. And then it's on to the zuppa. Sounds good, Alvin. Have a good flight and good luck with everything. So here's the herbage. Brand new sage plant. Like, look how nice those leaves are. Our thyme and our rosemary. And then I just have this lemon here, so I'm going to zest this half of it. So let's start by picking our thyme. We got time for that. Don't want any of the tough stem pieces. Toscana. It's a Toscana zuppa. In Spain, there's a weird law. I feel like there's quite a few weird laws in Spain, actually. So let's chop this up. Nice and fine. Jim, every time, is that weed? Yeah, I'm picking my weed. Weed man. Elders can't go for these herbs. What? Thyme stem can be used as a tooth floss. What? I'm pretty sure it would get like caught up in your teeth. And then that would hurt. I don't know about that one. They have to pay a tax? That's crazy. Okay, let's chop up our rosemary as well. Chocolate dipped Oreo Thin Mints. You're crazy, Trist. Mama, they just know. They know where the weed's at. Okay, put that off to the side as well. We can just stack up our sage. I'm gonna cut the stems off of it because they are a little tough. Yeah, stream is a hive mind. And then just cut these leaves in half, and then I'll thinly slice them, and then we'll go over them once more. How long have I been running this channel for? We're just at 4 months. I started in the middle of January of this year, and here we are into May already. Crazy how fast time flies. And these herbs are pretty strong, so we don't need a ton of them for the meatballs. Just need like a little bit to season the meat. And then the lemon zest will just help keep things really nice and bright. And I think it'll go really good with the soup. Gonna take a peek at the chicks. Not even browned yet. They got a bit to go still, and I'm okay with that. So now let's get our chicken pieces back out. And then we can just put the herbs and the lemon zest on top. And then when it goes through the grinder, that will kind of mix it all in really nicely. And that way we don't have to overmix the meat to put the herbs in later on. So kind of just saving ourselves some time right now. Yeah, chicken's done, Mies. That's it. You're good. You're good. What's the key to a good soup, Steve? I would say a good broth at least. And I always use 3 ingredients, which is called a mirepoix. So carrots, onion, and celery should always be your base. I'm not gonna grind for a little bit, Mies, so you're good. I'll let you know when. You used to zest lemons with a nail file? What? How does that even work? Okay, our focaccia has about 10 minutes left. I think it's fine right now. I don't want to check it too early. So now, yeah, I suppose we can prep our grinder up. We need to put all of the metal pieces into the freezer. Keep them nice and cold, and that way we stay away from like salmonella and stuff like that. Contamination. So let's unbox this. You guys can see all of the fun parts. I'm gonna go with a nice coarse grind. Actually, probably a medium coarse. So this is the big die. This is the medium one. So I'm gonna go with this one. Looks like a high-powered bong. This part, yeah, it kind of does. And that's all we need. That's it, that's it. And so all of the metal pieces are gonna go into the freezer, and minimum 15 minutes for this, up to, let's say, half an hour. And you could also put the meat that you're grinding in the freezer as well. So I'm gonna pop the chicken into there. So everything stays super nice and cold. You always wanted to use one of the grinders? Yeah, they are really fun to use. Like really, really fun. Pretty excited to make the meatballs, to be honest. And I'm thinking, actually, I was gonna fill the pot with cold water to start making the broth, but I'm not gonna fill it until all the bones are in there. So I guess we can dump these ones in and be done with it. And then we'll just need a strainer for the broth afterwards. So a big guy like this. Tristan, don't trick her. She'll be sad. Mies is not a good meat eater. And next up, I think we can start to get all of our veg out as well for the soup. So I need to grab out the celery, the peas, the beans. Boom. I don't know, Mama. That's scary. I'm always terrified of that happening to me as well. It doesn't happen all the time, though. Only sometimes. It's like, is my body trying to tell me something? Steve. And here's our little peas. They look amazing, hey? Oh, we're breaking everything. Yeah, but can she twerk? I don't think my hips can handle it, to be honest. Yeah, so much for lurking. Okay, let's kind of set up our mixer here for the grinder. You guys know the drill. Needs to be turned onto its side this way. So this is going to be different. I've never ground anything at this spot yet. But it's going to sit this way. I just don't remember which way the grinder thing comes out of it. We'll make it work. Whatever needs to happen will happen. And that's it. So 5 minutes left on the dough. Let me go grab it. We'll check it, see if it needs any extra time. Pork is the only meat that doesn't make you chuck? Oh no, well that's not kosher. You're hooped, Mama. Help. P.S. These are on backwards. The gray's supposed to be facing up.
No, you want the nice side inside.
Yeah, the nice side inside. This is the nice side. It's okay. Just switch it up. Okay. Okay. I've come in with the bib to work your back out. You still twerk your ass off? Well then, shoot. I better get going then. Okay, here's the baby. So it has risen quite a bit, if you guys remember how big it was when we put it out there, but I think it needs just a little bit longer. We can just let it be in here for the next 3-ish minutes. Because the stovetop is warm, which is good. And then the chicken. Oh, it's doing stuff now. So we'll let that play out and then we'll start making our broth. So far, so good though. Vegan Gelato, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, no baby in the oven yet, Trist. Not yet.
Not a chance.
Sam, not a chance. Oh, I just popped onto Death's stream. His guac looks good, guys.
And his banana bread looks amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang it. I really want... Well, that's why I bought a bunch of bananas. Because I had that planned. Banana bread. Can we get a Sammy twerk session? Not vegan friendly, Steve says. Ah. Eminem twerks. He did it. Yes, he did. He's not scarred. I don't know if he put his back into it enough, though.
I didn't.
He didn't. He admitted it. Can you get more? No, that was like a one-time thing. Let's relax. More, more, more. That's the problem with these people. They always want more. OMG, hi. What's going on? What? Trist, you never let us know. Oh, we're 3 minutes away.
I'll post that for you.
3 minutes away. Yeah, it's not even Thirsty Thursday. Speaking of, we still have a beer in the fridge, Sam.
What?
We didn't even finish the toques. Yeah, don't give them more. They're animals. They'll just take advantage of us. We still have a beer to drink. It's very, very Canadian. Called Toques of Hazard. And it's a Imperial White IPA. 9.2%. Like, you have 2 of these bottles. It does not taste strong. Like, you'll be done. It says, just a good old beer made with grains, yeast, and hops. Beats all you ever drank. Been a double IPA since the day it was born. 76 IBU. So you can tell it's pretty bitter, but it's so good. Drink some? Okay. I need to see how it is. I mean, there's only about a third of the bottle left. Still good. It's really tasty. Relax, oven. Okay. That's coming out. Whew. That's a hot. There's our tray. Just gonna let that sit there for a sec. There's quite a bit of liquids though on that tray, which is good. I'm gonna be pouring all of that into the stock or the broth. Chef always needs a beer sometimes. I don't know if it's like an always thing, but it's like you really know when you need a beer. And right now I'm feeling it. 2 bottles of this and it's a yoga stream. Okay, let's get on with our bread. So we need to dimple it now. We're dimpling. Just kind of clearing my area first. Clear it out. I didn't really set myself up very well because I need the tray that's underneath the chicken. There's ish everywhere. His guac does look yummy, Mama. I told you. Death's killing it over there in Cali. Okay, so we need to line the pan with olive oil first so it doesn't stick. You don't need too much. Just rub it all over with your hands. Enjoy the process. sure you get the sides as well, because the focaccia will expand quite a bit. You don't want it to stick to the sides. That would be sad. We're lubing it up. Super extra virgin. Does that even exist? Just like Tristan. You're bad. Okay, there's our dough baby. Super nice and soft. The bowl is clean. Let's just stick that right there. Now all we're gonna do is start to push this out. We're starting to push the air out. You want it to almost fit the pan. It's okay if it kind of snaps back. It's really, really fluffy though. A spring water brand called Fred. Exceptional virginity. That's good enough to me. And now our next step is putting the dimples or dots in. So just go with your fingertips and make a bunch of holes by pressing down. You can be pretty rough with it. ASMR dough spreading. I believe it, Trist. You can kind of see how it spreads out even further when you do this. And then we're going to cover it in olive oil, and it's going to proof for another 45 minutes to an hour. So far it's looking good. And like I said, don't be shy with your olive oil. Make it purple and that's your stash. Nice. Sammy, is this looking good? Trist, thank you. 1,000 biddies. How generous. Thank you for this. This is dirty, chef. It is. It's necessary though. We need the dirt. Focaccia is not health. Not a healthy thing. But it is wellness, because it makes you feel good. It sounds like bad things, I know. I was waiting for someone to comment. Okay, so now this is just gonna get covered with a tea towel so it doesn't dry out, and then I'm gonna put it back outside into the sun. Posh is upstairs. I don't know why she hasn't come down yet. She doesn't like the mixer too much though, so maybe that's the issue. Do you have to penetrate through the dough, Steve? You can if you want, but you don't have to. I don't think I really did. But I've made a softer dough with focaccia before, and I've gone all the way through, and it didn't affect it at all. It still rose just as good. Hey, Solid. What's going on? Good to see you in here, fellow Canadian. So far, so good. We're well on our way to making some bomb focaccia. So I'm gonna set another 45-minute timer. It's not a stream without Posh. Okay, I'll get her down here in a bit. Once I start cutting the veggies, I'm sure she'll be here. And now our next step here is to start filling our pot with our chicken bones that roasted. And then we'll fill it with cold water and start to make up our broth. Yes, mama. See, you know the drill. So this stuff got a little bit of color on it. Not a lot, but it's still better than nothing. You can see the difference there from the raw to what we roasted. And I think this is going to make an awesome broth. A lot of chicken going into this. And then all of these juices are also getting poured into this. Don't want to waste the good stuff. Like so. Smells yummy. We'll just put enough water to cover the bones. So I know the pot's pretty full, so it's gonna be heavy. Boom. And we'll put that onto high to start until it comes to a simmer, and then we'll turn it down. So that's well on its way, feeling good. What does it smell like? Roasted chicken? I don't know how else to describe it. June 15th, Trist. That is not very far away. Holy. Okay, let's do grinding. Let's grind it up. I'm gonna get my board out of here. Don't need it yet. Just so we can set up the grinder properly. Super cold. Okay, let's set it up. So the first piece that goes on is this guy, like that. Twist it up so it's tight. Next piece is this, the auger, and then the blade. So it goes this side up. These blades actually kind of push the meat through the die. So you want to make sure you set that up properly. And next is our die, like that. And lastly, just twist this guy on. Oh. Boom. Born date is June 5th, Chief. Oh, might have to do a birthday meal for Chief. Maybe that's when I'll do tacos. So now this gets pushed onto its side like that. This is way better than the last setup for the grinder. The other house, it was kind of awkward. And then that's your feeding tray. Get this cord out of there. It's a Tuesday? Oh no, and solids is on the 2nd. Birthday meals all June. I was thinking about that vegan gelato. I need to message them up. And then lastly, our chicken. Our chilled chicken. And I actually have some gloves. Sorry guys, but I'm not using black gloves anymore for this. Just good old clear ones. That way I don't have to get my hand dirty. So the chicken, I'm just gonna put it all up here on the feeding tray. And that way I can reuse this bowl from the meat. And let's turn it on, guys. We're grinding. It says about medium speed is the best for this. Now you're gonna start feeding this through. No problem. It sounds like a train. This is the first time grinding chicken. I've only ever done turkey. Nice, solid. Those ones work just as well, I'm sure. Not go wrong with that. Just a little bit of meat left down there. We're gonna force it out. Feeder tray can go away. And then I always like to unplug this before I take it apart. Safety first, guys. I don't mess around with that stuff. I'm just gonna unscrew the grinder where it attached to the incarcerum, and then just take the whole thing off so that we can clean it out. Slide this guy over. The hand cranked meat grinder, yeah, you have to find them at like antique stores now, or get them like handed down to you from your family member. So there's a little bit of meat that's in there, but I'm just gonna pour that out like that. You can see how nice and clean it is inside. There's just a bit on the rim there. So there is always just a little bit of meat left over on the blade, but with chicken, I mean, it's quite tender, so I'm just gonna mix that into the meatball. And that's it. Now I'm just gonna cover all that stuff with water so it doesn't get sticky. And all you have to do is season this mixture up with salt and pepper and then form our meatballs. Cooking with Lala, hello. You have your baba, yes. Yes, mama, babas are the best. I had a baba too. Chicken sashimi, no. That's a thing? I don't believe it. What are people on? I don't think I could get by the texture. I don't think I could do it. So salt-wise, I think I'm gonna start with about a tablespoon. Maybe a bit more. Or sorry, a teaspoon. Teaspoon and a half-ish. You don't want to over salt it because we can't take it out. And then some pepper. Optrix! I was just wondering where you've been. Thank you for the resub. 2 months already, man. Thank you, thank you. That's amazing. You're busy with year-end grades. I understand. 100%. So we also need to put our eggs in here as well. And our ground cheddar. So maybe I should take these gloves off for a sec. We need to do a couple more things first. You're gonna be out the next 5 days. Okay, man. Well, as long as we know where you are. We know you're still alive. Okay, we'll just set that stuff aside for now. Let's put our grinder away real quick, or the incarcerum. Operation done, Jim. Nice, mama. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of hand-me-downs from my grandmothers as well. Somehow it always gets done every year. Just sneaks up on you. Okay, cutting board. Like cutting board. Grabbing the eggs and cheese. Good old orange cheddar. It's not fun while you're going through it. No, it's not. I believe it. But you can do it at home, yeah? So we can crack our eggs into the bowl. It's allowed. Trist, you and Jim have the funniest relationship in my chat. Your first summer as a single mom, aw. It's gonna be busy, hey? But I think you're in a better place now by yourself. Maybe you'll even enjoy it more. Who knows? There is no break at all after it? What the heck? And they expect all the grades by Tuesday? So let's cut off a good chunk of this. And like I said earlier, guys, I totally would use parm instead. But I wasn't gonna run to the store here and pay a mass amount. Let's do a chunk like this. Sammy, you need a cheese slice? I think we both need a little cheese slice.
I like cheese.
Cheese is pricey in BC, solid. That's why I always just buy it at Costco. I'm glad you agree. And I love cheese so much. So I always just buy it in bulk. But I guess the good thing is you can freeze cheese. So if you don't think you're gonna use it in time, just like cut off a little bit and pop the rest in the freezer. It's a good way to keep it. I totally tossed it at him, Trist. From the kitchen to the living room. Looking like our pot is pretty much simmering. We'll let that go for about half an hour, which is pretty perfect because that's the amount of time we have left for our bread to proof. Yeah, you can freeze cheese. Let it be known. You used to go to the store and gaze longingly at the shun knives. Do you have one now? R.I.P. tossed cheese, yeah. In Sammy's belly. Can you freeze milk? I don't know. I've only ever froze cream and cheese. I don't know if milk does a weird thing in the freezer. Sammy, do you know?
What?
Does milk do weird things in the freezer?
Milk, yeah.
It might kind of like separate.
I haven't did it in a while, but I think it kind of separates. I honestly forget.
Yes, vegan.
Oh, shit.
Some evil companies sell it as ice cream. What kind of travesty is this? Can you freeze eggs? Do I use a mandolin? I do, Scat. I have a cheaper, the Japanese one, the Ben Reiner. So this guy. And then Sam has a more intense one called the Borner. Is this a German one?
Yeah.
And this one works really, really good. They're quite handy if you're doing like an excess of vegetables. Okay, let's put our cheese into our chicken meat, which pretty much is like half and half, chicken and cheese. I'm in. Chicken and cheese balls. But I saw that. I saw it, but I was like, what? 4 months? I think you are my longest sub. So thank you, Butt, for that. You are seriously my favorite. Hope you feel all of the love from me. And I hope that we never have to part ways. Okay, running out of sheet pans. Where's my smaller one? Okay, I'm going to run upstairs, guys, and grab a sheet pan. I'll be right back. Chicken and cheese balls. Good. You want some cheese? You want some cheese? We found Doggo. She knows what cheese is. Do you want some cheese? Come here. Drop it. Okay, be very nice. Oh, first we gotta turn this down. We don't want it to boil crazy like that. Okay, very nice. That wasn't the nicest, but I'll allow it. Planters cheese balls. Oh, scat. Oh, Butt's going. Bye, Butt. And actually, I'm going to put a piece of parchment down on this too before we start balling. We're balling on stream. We're grinding and balling. Man, burner's still going nuts. And I turned it all the way down to low. Back to the glovies. Where's our eggs? I'm gonna smash the yolks up. Mix our cheese around. Trist, good question. Let's see how these meatballs actually turn out. May have only needed one egg, but I am going to be baking them in the oven, so I don't have to worry about them falling apart too much. We'll bake them about 80%, and we'll put them into the soup and let them finish cooking in there. Can you tell these gloves are huge on me? Okay, so just drop them in equal sizes onto the sheet pan. Let's go like pretty large, something like that. Mix in the cheese into the chicken. It's true. Cheesy chicken balls. At least there's like herbs and lemon zest though in it. I think that's gonna taste awesome. They almost look like patties. I don't want to add any like breadcrumbs or anything though. So we're having pasta in the soup and bread. Hey, did our pot simmer down over there? Yeah, it did. Simmer down, pot. Getting a little too excited. Yeah, watch out, Steve. I might just cheese your chicken. think they're gonna be really tasty. I don't see how they would be bad. They're just gonna be very tender. I don't know. I really don't know what I meant by that. You can't ask those questions. Just let it be. Look a little small. They're a wee bit too small. I need to somehow squish in another row. Let's just push everything closer. Okay, weirdo. Thanks, Chief. Tender balls. Scat's going to find food. Good luck. Have a good one. Thanks for all the biddies today. Okay, the last one. We fit them all. We did it. Okay, is there anyone that looks a little large? Maybe this guy. Okay. Dunzos. Yay. Now we got 17 minutes left. So those can just be put into the fridge for now. Oh, it's already 5 o'clock. Okay. We gotta get going on the soup prep. But the good thing is it won't take very long to put together because it's all veg. So let's do it. We will start with our onion, carrot, and celery. Move on to the rest of the veg. Wrong drawer. Handy dandy peeler. We'll need a couple of bowls as well to put everything into. We'll kind of separate it up as well, because the mirepoix is going into the soup to start, and then the rest of the veg gets put in later on, just so it doesn't overcook. Can I see USA from Souk? I can. Yeah, it's right across the Juan de Fuca Strait. So every time I go for a walk at the beach, right across is America. raw sugar snap peas. Yum. The kids are asleep. Nice. Yeah, you don't want to wake them. Chief's on his way. Get ready. So we'll trim the ends off of the carrots. I always like to prep all my veg first and then start chopping it all. So the celery, we don't want to use the leaves here, because those are actually very bitter when they turn yellow. But when they're green, they're really nice to use as a garnish for salads. But they're not useful in soup, so we're just gonna cut those off. And I'm just gonna give them a little wash, because sometimes they're quite dirty on the bottom part. Done. Now, onto our massive onion. Ends are coming off. We're gonna cut it in half. You like the celery leaves in your soups? Well, that's good then. That's good then, Mama. I mean, as long as you're not affected by that flavor too much, you must make a pretty mean soup. It must be a mama thing. Yeah, these new generations of kids have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, so let's start with our onion. So we're gonna do small dice here, because nothing is getting blended up. I always like to use soups as a way to practice my knife skills. Oh, you're only 30, Mama? Yeah, you're not new generation. I was talking about myself, because both of you guys called me out. No, I'm not. I am not a different generation from you. Now we know. Oh yeah, just got a nice breeze in from the window. It blew the onion juices away from my eyes, so maybe I won't cry. The onion butt, I always discard it. It's quite tough. I'm 27. Oh, the tears are still coming though. Okay, give me a sec. It did blow the onion, but it didn't work. Okay, next. Let's try and do it fast. You eat that too? I guess I'm too picky. Depending on how big it is, like sometimes I leave it in. But if it's a big chunk like that, it doesn't break down very quick. Whew. Trying not to cry. Okay, on to celery. We're just gonna cut most of these pieces in half. I need to walk away. I can't see. It's getting a little bit emotional in here. Have Sammy cut them. I think he fell asleep on the couch. He was watching Death stream, but I think he's napping now. He worked hard today. Freeze the onion before you cut it? Does that actually work? Everyone always has their own little trick, but I never find that it works. Okay, onto the carrots. So cut them in half. And we'll half them again. The ferry terminal from Vancouver is huge. Yeah, it is massive. And it's always packed. Oh, I didn't see that poopy part of the carrot. All right. Yeah, grab the largest pair of safety goggles or swim goggles. You gotta suit up. We'll be okay, guys. We'll make it through. Yeah, they even have a Starbucks. It's a really nice terminal, I have to say that. Okay, now we're just gonna cut this down the same size as the onion and the celery. So either 3 or 4 pieces. If it's smaller, just cut it in half. Tris, is your favorite Starbucks drink the caramel frap? And now, to cut it down even further. So my index finger never leaves the blade. Like, that is my guide to when I cut. And that way I always know where my knife is. I'm never gonna lose a digit that way. Doggo, do you like carrot? Good girl. Venti caramel frap with 6 frap roast and 6 caramel plums. You're insane, dude. I would be vibrating if I drank that. I'd probably end up in the hospital, to be honest. It would just dehydrate me so much. And that's why I don't drink coffee too much anymore, and it makes me sad. Because I love coffee, but it does not love me. Yeah, let's hear the story. Thanks, guys. I'm glad my chopping helps you guys relax. That is awesome. It's relaxing for me, too. Gosh. Good girl. Good girly. Okay, we got 5 minutes. Let's try and crush the rest of this veg. Shouldn't be too hard. Onto the beans. thing is, the beans are already cleaned for us, so we just have to chop them smaller. Oh, she loves carrots. Mama Kitty loves them. So I think I'll chop these into about 1/2-inch lengths. I can crush it. I know, let's do it. Let's do it, guys. I think I need to end stream a little bit earlier today because Betty has to go at around 6:30. So I want to make sure that she has dinner before she goes. So I need to be done like right on time today. Why the green beans cost $8 at steakhouses? Yeah, I don't understand. It's just vegetables. Like, you don't even do that much. Typically, they only put, like, butter on it and steam it. It does not make sense. Like, that whole bag of beans, I'm pretty sure, was around $4. It's like, why are vegetables that expensive? No wonder the world has a obesity problem. Rants from Kate. You used to make cat food from scratch using carrots. Nice. Yeah, when I eventually get a dog, I'll be making all of the food from scratch for it. Have a raw diet. It's gonna be fed proper. The butter must be gold. Exactly. Exactly, Steve. It's like, what kind of butter are you using? What do we feed Posh right now? I actually forget the name, but I know it has like freeze-dried salmon pieces in it. And she loves it. Her belly's getting a little bit weird though as she gets older, so we have to be careful what we give her now. Like some mornings she wakes up and she doesn't want to eat breakfast. And her belly's just like making all these crazy little sounds. It's like, what is wrong with you, doggo? Yay, mama. You lost 300 pounds in 3 years. Congrats. It is such hard work. And you kept it off. That's the hard part for sure, is keeping it off. So the cauliflower, we're just gonna cut into small little floret sizes. So if you need to cut it in half first, that's okay. Just cut little pieces like that. Just needs to be bite-sized, so small enough that it can be put onto a spoon and eaten easily. That's always my rule for soups if you're not gonna blend them up. Your first kitty's 16 pounds and he's not even fat. Wow. That's so good. Greetings from Poland. Yay. Thank you for that, Gambitus. That is much appreciated. I am part Polish, so that means a lot to me. I like that. You're doing good things in the world. He's a big kitty. Yeah, I believe it. Would not mess with him. He got that big because of all the good food, of course. Okay, that's our timer for the bread and for the broth. Bye, Gambidus. Maybe I'll see you around again. Okay, I'm just gonna finish cutting this cauli real quick, and then we'll go check the bread. If it looks like it's proofed up enough, then I will just leave it in here so it kind of slows it down, because we're gonna be baking it pretty soon. Probably in about 20 minutes. Trist, I thought you were telling me a story. Okay, be right back, guys. Oh, it proofed up. It proofed up. Check it. How good does that look, though? Oh my god. Did I read it? No. Did I miss it? I don't think it posted. Okay, 5:11. We're doing good still. We are doing okay. Let's carry on with our broccoli. Let's put a bit of this in. We have beans too, so let's not go overboard. But we are not having any other veggies, so I wanted to make sure there was enough in the soup. You posted it. I did not see it come up. I just scrolled all the way through chat twice. Maybe it was too long. Or did you post it in Discord? So we're cutting the broccoli the same way as the cauliflower. And I like to eat the stems of the broccoli and the cauliflower, so I never really cut those off and discard them. And they're actually quite sweet. Oh no, Steve. Aw, your German Shepherd. Love those dogs. It shows on your interest? Yeah, I did not see a thing. Just copy and paste it and post it in Discord. And then I'll read it after. I got you. You don't want that?
Well, no, someone took it earlier.
Oh, okay. The doggo. The doggo likes broccoli snacks. She loves broccoli stems. Oh, look at this one. Come here. Good girl. It was Betty, and then she left us. It was a wild Betty. Okay, this is a good looking bowl of veg. On to our peas. I'm gonna use one of these bags. Like that. Posh loves peas too. I don't know if she'll find them. Posh. She's vacuuming. Okay, just wiping my board, and then I'm gonna strain the broth from the soup, and then we're gonna get cooking. Yeah, I think it's gonna hit like a letter limit or something for surezies. Okay, where do I want to strain this is the question. I think I'm gonna turn a light on, hey? It's getting a little dark. It's getting a wee bit dark in here. The carcasses. So those, I'm just gonna pour into a bowl. And I can kind of pick away at them as we're cooking the soup. I feel like that's a big thing with people is like they could never eat peas as a kid. But now that they're older, they like love them. It's just funny. Oh my god. Chicken juices everywhere. Terrified. Oops. That steam though. Woohoo! Definitely a nice looking broth. It's like a nice light yellow color. It's golden. Good amount of chicken fat in there. Snappies are your craving right now, Mama. Yeah. She needs them. Come on, Chief. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. There's all the bones. There's our full pot of broth. I put the other pot, the big one, back onto the stove. Okay, Tris, I'll start reading your story once I get my pot going. So I'm going to turn this on to medium-high heat. And I'm going to do garlic oil for the base of the soup instead of like an olive oil. I have a bunch of it building up here. This lovely garlicky flavored olive oil. And then we're going to saute the veg in that. smells so good. Need a handy dandy wooden spoon. The best. Okay, Trist, let's start this. Holy, yeah, that for sure wouldn't have posted. When I was younger, me, Mom, and her then husband would go on a road trip. You went to Canada for a big trip in 1991 when I was born. We stopped at Stanley Park, and when we went to the overlook by the bridge, there was raccoons, and they would come up to you and grab food out of your hands. Yeah, their little hands are so cute. We then went to this theme park across the river there, and the roller coaster was so high up, had to be 10 stories or more. That's the part you always remember, but you don't know where it was. You went on one of the trolleys that are up on a wire on the side of a mountain somewhere, probably in Whistler. It posted, man. It posted like 5 or 6 times. I think that's in Whistler. Or Squamish. Okay, our oil is hot. It's almost smoking. So our mirepoix is going in. Give that a little stir-y. I'm going to quickly grab a can of tomatoes. Dun, da, da, da. Diced tomatoes. You're looking it up, Trist? Yeah, tell me if I'm right. Either Whistler or Squamish. But yeah, those are such nice trips. Boom. Okay, be right back. 2 seconds. Oh yeah. smells so good. Is everyone alive still? Okay, I'm gonna start to preheat the oven for the bread. So we need 450 Fahrenheit. Start it up. Reg can come over. Let's measure out our pasta. We need to open our can of kidney beans as well. You're laughing at Facebook and split screen? Okay, making sure everyone's good. So 2 cups of macaroni, elbow pasta. My ASMR skills are on point. Did I just start an ASMR cooking stream? Blow up the world. The trolley thing is called a funicular. Funicular. ASMR, cooking with Kate. Hey Riri, how are you? Good to see you in here again. So we're just starting to cook our soup and the bread is just about to go in the oven. I suppose I could uncover it. Yeah, the cable car and Whistler, it's so crazy. Let's check out that focaccia. That's actually, I took a photo from that cable car the last time Sammy and I were on it, and that's actually my background on my computer. 'Cause it's so nice. Photos for the gram. You guys know how it is. Steal the fan from your kids or suffer? That is the question. The day has been good, Ree. Been really productive. So far, stream has been really nice. Nice and actually pretty chill. Weather is still super nice. Maybe a bit breezy today, but still like around 24 degrees, I would say. Just draining my beans. Draining the bean juices. Like so. And I think we're almost ready to go a little bit farther in our soup. Raw Talent, welcome. You were 10 when you guys went, Tris. Wow. Let's play a prank on Sammy. Yeah, he's passed out. He's finna pass out. Is it too steamy? So next thing going into the pot is our diced tomatoes. And then our broth. Our lovely, lovely broth. Probably about that much to start. Looks so good already. And then while that's cooking, the macaroni will only take about 10 minutes to cook in the soup. So that will be put in at the end along with the vegetables. Draw on his face. Shave his eyebrows and draw Kate style ones on. Jake, you donated $1,500 and message respect women. If only. That would be the life. But for sure, respect women. That is key. Yeah, it's not real. We wish that happened. Let's just say that. Okay. So, while everything's kind of going there, let's pull some chickens. It's gonna get weird, I think. Might get a little bit weird. But I don't want to waste this meat. Drinking wine straight from the bottle. No, it's a beer. It's a beer that we totally forgot to finish last night. Yeah, I can buy a new car. So obviously all the skin is getting taken off. Not needed. And we're just going to pull off whatever meat comes off of the bones. Don't want to waste any of this lovely stuff. And because we simmered it on low instead of boiling it the whole time, it should turn out really nice and tender. It feels good. Yeah, chicken meatballs. Welcome, Dante. How's your day? This chicken looks good? Well, I'm glad you think that, because most people would be like, ew, that looks disgusting. What are you doing? Dante, the meatballs are not the best looking, but I know they're going to be tasty. And then we can just put the pulled chicken right into the soup at the end, because it is already cooked. A Subi wagon? Tris, you know me too well. I would totally drive that. Except it has to be an STI. I actually currently drive a Ford Focus wagon, so I guess you were pretty close. That's Sammy's car that we share now. One car to rule them all. Dante, your day was beyond superb. That's good to hear. I like the positivity. Chef, are you streaming tonight? You made yourself soup today as well. Guys, a Jeep or a Ford Escape, I would never drive a... Actually, why did I just say I would never drive a Ford? Because I currently drive a Ford. Okay, I drive a Ford. Say all of the bad things. But I come from a family that would never drive Fords. It's just ingrained in me to say that. I would never drive a Ford. Hilarious. Steampunk, how are you? You like Ford Focuses? I mean, the wagon is super reliable. It's a good little car. I really enjoy driving it, I must say. Grape Powerade. Nice, chef. Good choice. Okay, what is the time right now is what I need to know. Because I'm thinking the oven is ready. We need to get on with our zuppa. Yeah, you were close, Ree. You got a gold star. Congrats. Okay, just washing my hands real quick. That focaccia is going wild. Focaccia. Death with the raid. Welcome in, guys. Frank had a Ford truck before I was born. See? It was bound to happen. Thanks, Death. How was the stream? Sammy said your banana bread looked amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna turn this soup down. We don't want that to happen. No boiling of the soup. Okay, 540. Focaccia is going in along with the chicken meatballs. I'm gonna bake them 80% of the way cooked. Then we'll put them into the soup at the end. Insane. I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. Hi, Cookery. How's the day off? Stoked with the bread. Nice, Death. Oh, I saw your guac too, and it really made me want to have guac. Things are going good so far, man. Just finishing up with the soup. And we just put our focaccia in the oven. So I'm currently pulling all the chicken that we used to make the broth for the soup. Liz. She's back. That sweet potato, though. Tim6, thanks for the follow. You have a cold, Cookery. No. It's got to be the weather, hey? Just the adjustment. Have you guys been holding steady out there weather-wise? Guac is life, chef. I'm sorry, Ree. Actually, no, I'm not. You guys know that. Let the hunger commence. Not the Hunger Games, just the hunger. Or is this the Hunger Games? Weather's been weird. See, that's why you're sick. Because your body's like, I don't know what to do. And you had chicken soup today too? Nice. Chicken soup, it's good for the soul. We don't want any of the rubbery chicken skin in our soup though. So I'm making sure to leave that out. What if you have no soul? Well, then you don't get chicken soup. Hey Kev, how's it going? Oh, chef, that's a dinner. Ribs, creamed corn, German style potato salad. Classic. I love it. You're starting soon then, yeah? Okay, just gonna quickly wash my hands. We've done good so far. It's time to put everything else into our minestrone soup. Let the macaroni cook. Let those couple of veg cook. You're starting in 15. Nice. Well, I'll see you then. I don't know if anyone else is on really, cooking wise. Death is done. So let's put our mac in first. And I'm thinking we'll need to put in some more of this broth. You don't want to put too much though, because we still need to add all of this. Kidney beans going in. You could also use pinto beans. Is another good alternative, or even white beans. And then we got peas, broccoli, cauliflower, and beans. Very, very hearty. Give that a good stir. Maybe turn it up to medium because this is going to cool it off a bit. And then all we have to do at the end is just season it up. Just going to need a bunch of salt and pepper. Gotta get past Sammy. Woo-hoo. Focaccia is looking insane, but we're not gonna peek. You guys can't peek. 4 more minutes and then we'll take another look at it. You can take Sammy, you think, Steve? Yeah, you might have height on him, but I think he has size on you. Sammy's a German. They're built to last. He likes to be tied up. What, Trist? What? That is something I didn't know. So the fact that you know that, I don't know what to think. Just picking on the poor guy while he's having a nap. It's true, steampunk. It's true. Okay, cookery, we'll be here. Do 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 do. You gotta kick him while he's down, yeah. Otherwise, you have no chance. Zero chance of life. Oh shit! Chicken juice everywhere. I've already said that once or twice on stream today. The kitchen's gonna need a remodeling after this. Call in the restoration company. Kate's done it. "6'3", 300-pound little brother. Insane. You guys are built, Steve. Those Canadians, eh? Okay, we're almost done. And it feels so good. The last carcass, but we did get quite a bit of meat off of those, so I am happy about that. There ain't no waste. When people see him, they run. Oh, chicken and dumplings armored. I've already been dreaming of making that again. The last time I made it, it was so good. I could easily eat that like once or twice a week. It's like a grandma's meal. It just makes you feel good. I make them more dense, I think. Or at least that's the recipe that I was given to use. And it was really yummy. I forget if there was a little bit of baking powder or baking soda. Maybe there was some. Okay, that is it. See? The oven's gonna tell us so. Starting to smell like fresh bread in here. That's the dangerous part. He's built like a squishy tank. Let's check it out. Oh, hello there. Okay, there's our bread. So it just needs a little rotation. It's about halfway there. And then our cheesy meatballs are pretty much cooked. So let's just leave them there. I'm gonna move the bread up higher in the oven so it gets a little bit of browning action. And let's do 5 minutes on the timer to start. All right, soup. How are you doing? It smells really, really good. Hey guys. So all of this pulled chicken can go in there. He's friendly until he's mad. That's like me too. He's like the Hulk. I think I'll have to finish the meatballs in the oven because this soup pot has hit its limit. But that's okay because we can start to season this up now. Don't have long to go. 7 minutes out, hopefully. Let's get this guy. We're getting ready. Yeah, whoopie pies for tomorrow. A whoopie from Trist. Perfect. It's starting to brown already. Yeah, people don't make him mad because he's scary. Let me do some wiping up of chicken juices. It's everywhere. Cheers, my friends, to a wonderful Wednesday. Oh, yes, is all I can say. I'm getting so anxious for this bread. You know that he can't run fast. Oh, chef, you might know this. Have you had this before? From Parallel 49, the Tukes of Hazard. It's like one of our favorite beers. You sprained your ankle once trying to take him on. Yes, chef, perfect. Do you like it? It's quite dangerous to drink because it doesn't taste strong, but it can fudge you up. Let it be known. Salty Scott, yes. Probably one of my favorite breweries in Vancouver. Ugh, drink vodka instead of beer? No, thank you. Okay, our soup is just coming up to a boil, so that should mean that our macaroni is cooking. Oh my god. Bread is looking unreal, guys. It's more of a winter beer. Yeah, Salty Scott is for sure a winter beer. Bye, Steve. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Have I ever made wine or beer? No, I have not. I've worked at a brewery, though, so I know the processes. I'm thinking I want to make some cider this fall. 33 acres. See, I never actually went there. But everyone's all like, they either love 33 acres or they hate it. I don't understand that. let's check this bread. It's looking too good. Is that even real? If I ever go, I would know why. I believe it. Okay, so that's for sure done. So let's replace that with our meatballs just to finish them off. Probably about 2 minutes. And then let's start sprinkling some salt. So salt on the bread. Just some kosher salt. So it gets in those nooks and crannies while it's still warm. And then salt and pepper in the soup. And it's pretty much time to eat. I haven't added any salt into the soup yet, so probably gonna need quite a bit here. Let's start with that. And I'm just gonna turn the oven off for the meatballs. They'll still cook in there, don't worry, because it is very hot. Thanks, Shadow. It looks like a cake. Yay, nice, Ree. Yeah, that'd be beautiful. Actually, we did some winery hopping in October when we were there for Sam's sister's wedding. It was really, really lovely in that area. I think that's perfectly salty. And it's a little bit sweet from the vegetables as well. I'm gonna turn that off too. I'm just gonna go quickly run and grab some basil from outside for garnish. And then we're gonna plate up, have a taste quick. And then we gotta go eat. Basil! Twins, Basil. Bye, chef. See you in a bit. Sees you in a bit. I'm just gonna do some quick chopping. Kind of bunch those all together and then we'll just thinly slice it. No stems. No sticks, no seeds. What is that?
What?
That noise.
That just pulling the staples out of the fork.
Oh, okay. Okay guys, I'm making Betty a bowl and then we'll we'll do taste test. That looks good though.
Okay, who are you feeding?
Need a meatball too.
Okay. Is there cheese on it?
Yeah. Cheesy meatballs. That's good.
That's good.
I'll bring your bread up in a bit.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to start by putting the meatballs in the bottom of the bowl. They're not the prettiest things, that's for sure, but I know they're going to be amazingly tasty. Yay! Yay, Kev! I mean, things have been really good. Had a good productive day, did some stuff in the house, did some stuff outside. And then let's just kind of nestle in our soup in between our meatballs, so they're kind of just peeking out there on top. Like that. Then we can go ahead and garnish it. Just a little bit of basil in the middle there. Keeping with our Italian theme here. And then just some chives around. Some fine herbs. And then I'm gonna go take a picture of this real quick and the bread. And then we'll do tasty taste. That's still hot. So it's a good thing I did not grab it. I'm running around. You're so tired, Trist. It's been a rough one, man. Okay. Coming back. Can't wait to tear some of this bread off. Hey guys, ready? Yum. Amazing. Look at that. So fluffy. I'm having a bite right now. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love the salt on top. It's almost like eating a pretzel. So let's go into our meatball. It's actually super, super moist. Yum. And we'll get in with another little soup bite, and then we'll call it a day. Mm-hmm. I love the herbs and the lemon in the chicken meatball, and with the cheese, like, you think it might be weird, but it's totally not. Just kind of melts in your mouth. It's really lovely. And now for a bite of all of the soup goodness. A little bit of everything. Thanks, Death. It's good to have you in here on a Wednesday. Macaroni's not overcooked. Veg still has a little bit of a bite. And the broth has just that little bit of hint of chicken flavor. It's not overpowering and it's not too salty. And obviously the basil and the chives go really well with all of our Italian flavors. So kind of like a simple meal is what I called it, but it was a lot of effort involved in this. I mean, it took us this whole time. But I think it's still worth it. So much better than like store-bought minestrone soup, hey? So thanks everyone for the new follows today and all of the biddies, Trist and Scat. Thanks for all of the love. Shadow, what are you eating? Let's go raid someone. Feel free to get in on our Discord if you have not yet. Oh, Sushi Day is on as well. Okay, let's do sushi right now, because Chef hasn't started yet even. And I love Thai green curry. So let's go raid sushi. Thanks everyone for the great stream today. Love you all. Hopefully catch you tomorrow. What are we making tomorrow even? Oh, spring onion and cheddar quiche with a simple salad, and we're going to be making Caesars because it's National Caesar Day, and also whoopie pies for Tristan, so it's going to be pretty jam-packed. Nice lentil soup. Sounds so good, and that's really healthy. We're going in, guys. Get your onions ready. Thanks for all the love. I hope everyone has a great night. And hopefully see you tomorrow. Okay, guys. The countdown is on. Good night.